This is not supposed to be emotional.
Once upon a time, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston had the most beautiful love story in Hollywood. One was a shining star in the box office, and the other was TV's favorite sweetheart. But when the darkness of a love triangle cast a shadow to the starshine of their marriage, they could not survive it. And the details are not as simple as you think. From being in a relationship with a lot of star power to becoming the media's favorite victim, today we're taking a look inside the dark truth about Jennifer Aniston's past love triangle. Before they became one of the world's most loved couples, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston met for the first time in 1994. Their managers were friends, and the two had met casually. As Jennifer recalled to Rolling Stone in 2001, "Meeting Brad felt normal," she said. "He was just this sweet guy from Missouri, you know, a normal guy." But 4 years after they first met, their managers decided to set up the newly single celebrities. Jennifer's relationship with Tate Donovan had ended, and Brad Pitt and Gwyneth Paltrow had just split. It was perfect timing for Brad and Jennifer to start their sweet and dreamy romance. Although news of them dating in 1998 was mostly rumors, we all fell in love with them. Like all Hollywood romances, the red carpet debut for Brad and Jennifer was a big deal, despite the fact that they'd been gracing the tabloids for several months. The adorable pair became red carpet official on the 12th of September 1999 at the 51st Primetime Emmy Awards, and they were engaged a little over a year later. Their romance was sugary sweet. The world was hooked on their love story, and the media loved to share pictures of them looking loved up. But those would soon become reference images for what once was, as another person entered the picture. The year was 2004. Brad Pitt was Hollywood's leading man, and Jennifer Aniston was wrapping up the final season of Friends. But it wasn't the only thing that ended that year. Earlier in 2004, Jennifer had revealed to The Guardian that she was ready to settle down and start a family in her 4-year-old marriage. She said, "It's time. It's time, you know. I think you can work with a baby. I think you can work pregnant. I think you can do all of it. So I'm just truly looking forward to slowing down." And she had obviously thought about how her baby plans fit in their schedules for 2005, as she told The Guardian, "I'll have finished Friends by end of January. He'll be finishing Mr. and Mrs. Smith opposite Angelina Jolie at the end of February. Then he starts Ocean's 12. So I thankfully will be able to go and travel with him while he's doing that." But those plans would never happen. As Brad Pitt began filming for the box office hit Mr. and Mrs. Smith in May 2004, rumors were spreading rapidly about an alleged affair between Brad and his leading lady, Angelina Jolie. And what was the source of the rumors? Their chemistry on set. As one fan puts it, the chemistry between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt in Mr. and Mrs. Smith is completely off the charts. The rumors that he was cheating on Jennifer Aniston with her during the filming of that movie must be correct. All parties involved at the time were quick to deny the rumors. They repeatedly emphasized that Brad and Angie were nothing other than friends. But you know what they say about rumors containing elements of truth? Well, less than a year after cozy pictures of Brad and Angelina hit the press, the rumors were confirmed. 5 years after their marriage, Jennifer Aniston was filing for divorce from Brad Pitt, and the world was thrown into chaos. All fingers were pointed in Angelina's direction, and she pretty much confirmed the suspicions from fans and the media in a Vogue interview she had in 2016, a year after Brad and Jennifer were divorced. Angelina told Vogue that, "Because of the film, we ended up being brought together to do all these crazy things, and I think we found this strange friendship and partnership that kind of just suddenly happened. I think a few months in I realized, God, I can't wait to get to work. Anything we had to do with each other, we just found a lot of joy in it together, and a lot of real teamwork. We just became kind of a pair." It took until really the end of the shoot for us, I think, to realize that it might mean something more than we'd earlier allowed ourselves to believe. And both knowing that the reality of that was a big thing, something that was going to take a lot of serious consideration. But it obviously didn't involve a lot of consideration for Jennifer's feelings, because as one Twitter user puts it, Jen maintained that she believed Brad didn't cheat on her with Jolie, despite all the circumstantial evidence. This was probably because it was easier for her that way. "I hated Brad and disliked Jolie for what they did to Jen. I took it so personal, and we all did. But we couldn't stop the Brangelina train. As the Pitt-Aniston divorce slowly faded into the background of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's new relationship, which the media giddily termed Brangelina. A cheating husband, a co-star who played a huge role in breaking up a marriage, and the ex-wife who was left to pick up the pieces. It's the recipe for a Hollywood scandalous love story. But would you like to guess who the media chose to target? Brad and Angelina were thriving in the gleaming lights of their newly released film, and the promo was going so great, with content like the iconic photo shoot they did. But there was one person who had to deal with the media backlash of this scandal single-handedly. While Angelina and Brad went on interviews praising each other and basking in their fresh romance, Jennifer became the target of the media's hunt. As a Twitter user writes, "The media had a lot of fun tracking Jen's every movement, every word for months. This was one of those breakups the world was involved in, and I can only imagine what she went through to pull herself together. It wasn't even my business, but I was so hurt on her behalf. And it truly was hurtful to the point where Jennifer had to address the situation directly, multiple times." In 2006, Jennifer told Vanity Fair that seeing pictures of Brad and Angelina on holiday in Africa, barely weeks after their divorce, was a surprise to her because she had believed Brad over the rumors and cheating allegations. She said, "The world was shocked, and I was shocked." Addressing Angelina's 2006 comments, Jennifer told Vogue in a 2008 issue that she felt slighted by what Angelina said. According to Jennifer, "There was stuff printed there that was definitely from a time I was unaware it was happening. I felt those details were a little inappropriate to discuss. That stuff about how she couldn't wait to get to work every day, that was really uncool." Brad had also done something that was quite uncool. He told Parade in 2011, "I spent the 90s trying to hide out, trying to duck the full celebrity cacophony. I started to get sick of myself sitting on a couch, holding a joint, hiding out. It started feeling pathetic. It became very clear to me that I was intent on trying to find a movie about an interesting life, but I wasn't living an interesting life myself. I think that my marriage to actress Jennifer Aniston had something to do with it, trying to pretend the marriage was something that it wasn't." Those comments were not sensitive to Jennifer, and the world agreed. Despite the media's attempt to make Jennifer a villain and push the narrative that she was the victim, Jennifer pushed back and stood her ground. Jennifer rejected the narrative that her marriage with Brad ended because she refused to have children with him, and she chose her career. She told Vanity Fair in 2006, "A man divorcing would never be accused of choosing career over children. That really pissed me off. I've never in my life said I didn't want to have children. I did, and I do, and I will. The women that inspire me are the ones who have careers and children. Why would I want to limit myself? I've always wanted to have children, and I would never give up that experience for a career. I want to have it all." And so she went for the world, and got it all. Brangelina went strong for over a decade, and they got married, becoming parents to 6 children, 3 of whom are their biological kids. However, in 2016, the couple filed for divorce and have been in a lengthy settlement case for their joint assets and custody of their children. Jennifer Aniston, on the other hand, got married to Justin Theroux in 2015, and they divorced 3 years later. With viral content like pictures of the two on the red carpet of the 2020 Screen Actors Guild going round the press, conspiracies about Brad and Jennifer getting back together continue to stem and sprout. But as far as anyone who is Team Jennifer is concerned, that's bad energy that needs to stay far away. One fan wrote, "Someone, please explain to me people's desire for Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt to get back together. He cheated on her. He left her for Angelina. He has a substance abuse problem and was violent with one of his kids. Why would she have any interest in being with him? And with recent news on Jennifer living and loving life, she definitely has no such interest. Hollywood relationships are messy, and Brangelina started one of the messiest situations we've witnessed in the spotlight. But Jennifer Aniston has moved on from the love triangle. She found love, got divorced, and is living her life flourishing as a single and successful woman, without the dark shadows of a love story that went sour because of a third party. What do you think about the way Brad Pitt shifted blame for the failed marriage to Jennifer? Do you think it was right for Hollywood to target and haunt Jennifer after the divorce? Were you Team Jennifer or Team Angelina? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this story, feel free to like this video and subscribe to The Chronicle for more inside stories on your favorite celebrities.